questions, members? Apparently not, and wish you well in your retirement.
Thank you. Thank you. Go get him.
Next, we have the University of Texas at El Paso, President Heather Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a pleasure to be here to support our budget. I'll summarize a few things for you. First, thank you for supporting the formula funding, and formula funding is the base of all we do, and 25.1% of our budget comes from the state of Texas. Would also ask for the restoration of the institutional enhancement funds, and I can share with you, if you wish, what UTEP uses those funds for. Second major issue, of course, is if you do have CCAP funding this year, the University of Texas El Paso has a request for $100 million for a student success building. That is also tied to the students' support of redoing the student union and moving some things that are overcrowded out of the union into a standalone student success building. Third, for the first time in the last session, this legislature provided significant research funding for the University of Texas at El Paso. UTEP is in the top 5% of research institutions nationwide. We are number 4 in the state of Texas for federally funded research, but we hadn't gotten a lot of support from the state until 2 years ago. That National Research Support Fund we are using strategically to build on our strengths and bring more research to West Texas. Mr. Chairman, yesterday I was in Washington, D.C., and I testified in front of the United States House Committee, chaired by, on Science, Space, and Technology, chaired by Houston's Representative Babin. And we were talking about the future of research and science. I serve on the National Science Foundation Board as well as the Texas Space Commission Board. And I know there was some briefings here yesterday on space and challenges in space. All of us are aware of what's going on nationally and a great deal of uncertainty with respect to research. But I have to say, in every challenge, there's a potential opportunity. And I think there is a potential opportunity for the state of Texas to build on its contributions for research and do more research here and benefit over the long term. The fourth major thing that I would highlight for you is that we did turn in our law school feasibility study, which was funded by all of you 2 years ago. Where we go from here is the next 12 to 18 months, we will be doing a feasibility study to really look at the financial support and see if we can get commitments from the local community. If we can, we will come back to you in the next legislative session to look at potentially starting a law school at the University of Texas at El Paso. The feasibility study came out better than I thought it would, and we look forward to discussing that with you, not in this session, but in the next one. And finally, there is a special item that we have in our budget proposal for mining engineering. Mining is a $10 billion industry in the state of Texas, and there is no Texas university that teaches mining engineering. Everybody thinks that the miners probably should, but we actually stopped doing that in 1966. Critical minerals, the United States is heavily dependent on foreign countries, including countries that don't like us very much, for critical materials. With the support of the Regents, a $20 million commitment from the University of Texas Regents, we were working with industry to make significant contributions to restarting mining engineering. But the University of Texas at El Paso has a plan to restart mining engineering for the state of Texas that will result in a 30% increase in the mining engineers available to America just from our school, which says something about the state of mining engineering education in America. There are only 14 universities left in America that teach this critical discipline. Finally, I would say this about my colleagues at Texas Tech Health Sciences Center in El Paso. We have actually a very good working relationship. Texas Tech has the medical school in El Paso. We now have a Med Futures program where we take some of the best students from west of the Pecos River right out of high school who are admitted into UTEP for pre-med and conditionally admitted to Texas Tech El Paso Medical School after they graduate from UTEP. So trying to keep the best in West Texas right out of high school. There are a number of other things that we do with them with respect to joint research, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions.
Senator Betancourt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's an exciting development, the fact that that you're restarting a mining engineering degree in the state of Texas. This is really important with, I assume, rare earth metals. Is that what the focus is?
Senator, it's rare earths. It's also, in East Texas, it's coal, it's aggregates and construction materials all over the state, and there are also deposits of uranium. But if we can't find those materials, get them out of the earth, and restore the earth in the wake of that, they might as well not be there.
No. And what size class do you think you're looking at trying to start? When? Is it the fall or?
Senator, it's actually going to take, we're recruiting the first professor in this cycle. Based on the commitment of the UT Regents, so we actually have to build that first. But at steady state, it would bring in 120 and graduate 100 mining engineers a year. Wow. Right now, nationwide, there are only about 300 from the other 14 universities
together.
together.
Largest other school, Colorado School of Mines, literally, or what?
Senator, it would be the largest in the country.
Okay. And but you're actually trying to staff a program that will produce 100 engineers a year?
Graduate 100 mining engineers a year, yes, sir.
Okay, well, that's impressive. But so this is what, a 27 operation to start, 26 maybe, or what? It's certainly not this year.
No, sir, it's not. It would be fall of 26.
Okay. Well, keep us posted. That's obviously a very important strategic move. And just for the rare earth metals alone, not just counting aggregates and coal and anything else, we're constantly consumers of in a modern economy.
Senator, the devices we all have in our pockets have about 26 different minerals in them. An F-35 fighter built in Fort Worth, Texas, has about 900 pounds of rare earth materials in them, which we are importing, including from countries that don't like us.
Right. No question of that. Thank you. Heather, appreciate it.
Senator Cockroach.
Thank you so much. I want to echo my colleague, Senator Betancourt. It was pretty funny when you were talking mining, and I was up here reading and doing some things. Today's world, when you talk about mining, you're talking about Bitcoin and things like that. You're just solving a math problem. I'm still struggling with this, but that's what we talk about mining, and everybody gets real excited about mining. But you're talking about old-fashioned. We dig down and we get the minerals or the precious metals, right?
Senator, that's right. There's a lot of math involved in that too, but okay. You're right. Yes.
Touche. But let me say this too. I think it's important to understand that Texas has, I think, 16 of the 17 rare earth materials. We're very blessed. I'm looking to Mr. Chairman with you as a joint author, protecting those from falling into our foreign enemies' hands, because what we're doing right now and depending on other nations that are not exactly friendly to us is, as you say, from this to we've got a lot of med schools before us, all of these rare earth materials being super important to our way of life now. And so I'm like Senator Betancourt, I'd like to get updates and maybe come see what y'all are doing. And it is super, super, super important that we stay on top of this. And again, make sure that those rare earth materials stay here in America, working for Americans. And we depend a lot on those imports of these rare earth materials. So, and I like what you say about aggregate, because we're blessed with that, as well as coal as well, and how we can get better at it. We used to do terrible strip mining and different things, but we've gotten so much better, and reclamation being a part of that. Will that be a part? Reclamation will be a part of your.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Love it. Thank you.
There are no more questions. Thank you, President Wilson. Next, we have the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and the Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine, President Guy Bailey. Welcome, President Bailey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me here, and appreciate what all of you do for